Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Jefferson, your instructor this morning. For today's class, we are going to be having our Scratch program. And to start with, let's quickly launch our Scratch. And double click on the Scratch application, and it's going to load up. It's loading the application for us. So Scratch is basically an application that you use to learn programming. It teaches you the art of text-based programming. It's quite easier because it allows us to just write our codes by dragging blocks and join them together, and our character will be to perform some actions for us, which is quite beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is simple. First of all, let's get to know our Scratch environment. So we have our Scratch project here. Here you name your Scratch. So let's say for me, we want since today we are going to be learning about coding a clock. So I can just type here clock. All right. So now look at this. There's something also I need you to know about Scratch. Look at this your file menu. If you click on the file menu, you have the option to open a new Scratch environment, load from your computer. We use load from your computer whenever we want to load the our programs that we already coded with Scratch. But if I want to save a new program in Scratch, I use save to your computer. That's what you should be using. All right. So let's quickly load one existing file. Let's see, load from your computer. I want to load exactly what we're going to code for you to see. I scroll down my Scratch project. This is a project I have in my Scratch. So I have let's open the simple class remix. So it got it. This is it. So if I click this my flag, you see my clock, and it's exactly the same time with my device, with my laptop. Look at it, exactly the same time. All right. So this is exactly what you're going to be creating. So let's quickly go to new. Let's open a new Scratch. So now look at this. If you look at the top here, you have your codes, your costumes, and your sounds. In the codes, it shows you all your block of codes. It shows you the codes that you can use to work. You can use to add, write your codes, and then your character is going to perform the actions. Then your costumes talks about your character. You can change the color and the design and appearance of your costume. You can also draw your own costume, your own character in the costume page. This is it. This is the costume page. You open it. You can delete this card and draw yours. All right. So then the sound opens up the sound library. If you look at it, if I come here, I have different sounds. If I need strictly for animals, I come to animal sounds. You hear that? You hear that? Okay. So you see all this. If I need effect sound, so if I need loops are sounds that repeat itself and it plays longer than other sounds. See that? All right. The same thing with notes. My note sound. I have a different notes for musical notes. The sound for musical notes. I have it here. I have my percussion sounds. That's all my percussion sounds. You have the bowing drum, you have the drum, I have my cymbal, right? Then I have my space sound. See my space sound. I have my alien, cloud, space ambassador, space flyby, space noise, and different of them. I have sounds also for sports. I have sounds for voice. So you see for voice, you see beatbox. You see beatbox too. Cheer. I have for lazy. I have for crowd gaps, crowd laugh. I also have for cheer, gold cheer. When you score a goal, you cheer, you say yeah. All the sounds. So we have so many. You have wacky sounds also, and the rest of them all. So let's go back. Let's go back. We've seen so much of sound. Let's go to our codes. So let's start with this. So this is our block of codes. Now, in here is our extension. We'll go to work with extension maybe sometimes in other programs, but for today's program, we're going to be using the extension. That's good. So we have our block of codes. We have our code area. This area is your code area where you drag your code and drop. Then this is your stage where your character performs the action, and then this is your sprite library where you can edit some information about your sprite, like changing your sprite name, hiding or showing your sprite, changing the size and the direction of your sprite. All right. Okay. Having understood this, quickly let's go to work. Now, if I delete this my sprite here, my motion block will go out. So, and for now, I don't need this card, so I can easily delete it. But instead of me deleting it, since I'm going to work on the clock, let me go to my costume. So I'll go to my costume and look at this. I have my zoom in and zoom out tool. So I can just use this my equal tool so that it zooms everything to fit into screen. So using you need to understand this your select tool. Whenever you want to select item, you use your select tool. Whenever you want to brush a part of an item with color, use your brush tool. You want to fill it with color, use your fill tool. You want to draw a line, use your line tool. You want to draw a rectangle, use your rectangular tool. You want to reshape an object, use your reshape tool. For instance, if I pick this my reshape tool, now I come to this character, I can just reshape it. See the way it is. So it allows me to do so many amazing things. All right. So look, I just reshape this card. So that is that. If I want to sharpen this ear, let this ear feel somehow or appear somehow word. Look at it. That's funny, right? All right, that's not what we're doing today. So you have your eraser to erase, you have your text tool to type in your text, and you have your circle tool to draw a circle. So for now, let's pick our select tool, and we're going to drag over the entire of this shape, and then we're going to press our delete button on the keyboard, or you can also click this delete button here. If I click it, it goes out. Then I'll go to my circle tool, pick my circle, look at my fill. My fill is set to purple. I don't need a purple fill, so let me use a white fill. I change this, and I just need white. I just need white. Let me adjust the color. All right, it's white I needed. So then I'll come to my outline tool. My outline color is the outline is 0. So let me change it to give it some size. It's black already. So let me give it I'm going the size of 4. So I'm going to draw my circle. All right. Then I'll carry it and drop at the center. All right, that's good. It's now making sense, right? So look at this now. I will come to my text tool. Then I'm going to type in my values 12. Now it's not showing my 12 because my fill tool is white. So after what I will do is after drawing my circle, I'll go back to my fill and change it to black so that if I'm typing text, it can appear. All right. So now my text will gladly appear well. All right. So I can just I continue that. Come here. I said 3. Said 9. Said 6. All right. Good. So I'm done with this my clock face. So I can just come to this my sprite here, then duplicate this sprite one more time. So I'm having 2 clock face. I don't need 2 clock face. I'll come back to my pick tool. I'll come back to my pick tool, select everything that I have here, then delete it. I don't need it again. I just need one. So what I'll just do is I'll pick up my line tool. Look at this my center point here. I'll come to my center point, then draw my line. Make sure it's straight. Then I will come to my outline. I'll pick my tool first, come to my pick tool, then pick this shape. Then go to my outline, increase the size. I'm using 10, size 10. See my shapes appear here. So what I just do, simple, I'll just duplicate this one 2 times more. I'll duplicate this one 2 times more. Just this one more time. So I have this. Let me do this. All right. So what I will just do is I will select this, then try to reduce the size a little. All right. Then reduce the size to 8. Okay, let me leave it at 10. Then this one, I will still do the same thing. It's a little more. Don't mind it. All right. I just need to stand at the center point there. Okay. So what I just do is can use size to 8. Then I come to this first one. I use size to 6. Then I can change the color of this one to maybe red for the second, right? And that's okay. So I've virtually done everything. So let me rename this. I call this one what do I call it? Second. Check this. Call this one minute. Check this. Call this one hour. All right. So let me go back to my block of codes. So in my block of code, what I will just do is simple. I want to be writing codes to control the whole thing. So first of all, I will write the code for this. Uh, any take note of this. Any of this sprite that has this blue background on it is the one that you are currently writing your code for. So be very sure that the codes you want to write, that you selected the right sprite, because if you do not select the right sprite, the code will apply to the sprite that is currently selected. All right, so this blue sign shows you the currently selected sprite. So for me, I'm going to do this for my clock phase. What I will just do is simple. I quickly give it a motion eccentric point here. What I'll just do is I will come to my okay. First of all, sorry for that. Let me explain what this block of code does for us. Now, your motion block actually is used to control motion, anything movement. Then your looks talks about the appearance. Then the sounds is used to add sounds to your sprite. Then the event is used to start. They are called, we call them starter block. They used to start actions in your codes. Then your control talks about the looping effect, controlling how long an action is being done, if it's a repeated action or an action that will be performed forever, and how long it is being performed, or the repetition, how long it is being repeated. Then the sensing talks about feelings, talk about feeling something and reacting to it. If touching a mouse, then bent or change color, all those stuff. Then your operators is the mathematical aspect of your programming, which you're going to be calculating, doing some maths in it. Then you have your variables. You can create constants for your sprite. You can create constant that we use for a particular sprite or for any kind of sprite at all. Then you have my blocks. You can create also blocks. So let's start with and take note, the first block of code that you always bring out is your event block. So let's go to our event. Let's use this flag. This flag here now, this when green flag click, means that whenever I click this flag, my sprite should start to perform the action. So I'm going to drag out this flag and drop it here. Then I will come to my event. I want, whenever this sprite, whenever I click this flag, this my clock phase should go to the midpoint of the screen and stand. So what I will just do is I will set this go to X and Y, because a movement are done horizontally and vertically. So to control it horizontally and vertically, is the central point where two lines meet is 0. Whenever two lines crosses each other, the middle of that meeting point, the middle of that line that joined is 0. So now I have my X and Y. I will leave it at 0, so that it can, whenever I click it, it will just set it to midpoint. Now I will go to my looks. I'll go to my looks, and then I will set the layering. The layering talks about how long, I mean the levels at which one thing is above the other. So if I place let's say if I place a book on the table, the first book is the first layer. If I place 5 books on the table, the one at the top is the first layer. The one that follows is the second layer. The next one is the third layer. The next one is the fourth layer. Then the last one on the table is the fifth layer. So it's going to be in layers. So it's very important, because if we have to work this normal, we are going to still achieve it with layering, so that the handles, the second, minute, and hour of the clock will not clash themselves. One will be above the other. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to I'm going to set the layering right now. So let me drag it down a little and look for something. I'm going to say go. Now it's not going to be forward because it's the background. So let's go backward. Let's go backward. We go backward, and let's give it a layer. let's give it 5 layers. All right, now let's go back to our event. And said when this sprite clicked, whenever I click this sprite, what should happen? You should send, let's use broadcast. This is broadcast here. Should broadcast. Now I'm going to give a custom message. So I'm going to say new message. It said 0 second and 0 second and. All right. Okay. So now look at this. If I select this, you see if this is at the center. All right. So I stop that. So what the next thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to come for the hour end. I'm going to go for the hour end. Then I want to program for the hour. So I will come and say when flag click. Whenever I click, the reason I'm using flag for all of them is because I'm using flag to start the action. So once I click the flag, the remaining action will be performed automatically by itself. All right. So I need it to the only thing I will do after my codes are running are fully set. The only thing I will just use to click the flag and everything will be working normal. So I said when flag click, I come to my motion and I set my x and y axis to 0. I will change this to 0. Change this to 0. Right. So I'll come back to my looks. Now I will say go forward. So go to front layer. So it comes above the clock face. Go to front layer, and then I will give it a little backward layering. Go backward 2 layers. Give it backward of 2 layers. All right. Then I also said go back to my event and look at this. I want to use a message to connect to start an event. So I will say when I receive set, I don't need, not this one now, was a new message. I said set to local time. Set to local time. Set to local time. Say okay. Then look at this. I go to my motion and I will say it should point in direction. I will look for point in direction. To point in direction. So I'm going to set the direction for it. Point in direction. I don't need this 90. Don't worry, this 90 will not work since I'm going to add my operators. So I will drag out my multiplication operator. This one that has asterisks. I'll drop it here. I'll drag out my division operator. Drop it here. Now look at what I want to do now. My division operator is coming inside this. I will carry this and put inside the first one here. So I'll carry this and put inside here. All right. That is that. So let's go to variables and let's create some constants. So I'm going to create variable for second and say for all sprite. For all sprite. I said okay. I create another variable, another constant. I said I call it minute. Say for all sprite. Then I create the last variable, call it R for all sprite. Then what I'll just do is I don't want this to show here, so I'll just do is I will uncheck here, and uncheck here. So now that I've done this, I'll just drag out this my hour, and I will drop it in the first. Look, when you want to know how it's entering, look at it. It will wobble here. Look at this white uh, effect on this circle here. That shows that the circle I'm putting. So I will now put it inside here. It's signed. So of course, in time, if you check this your screen, it has 1 2 3 till 12. So that means 12 hours. So I will put here 12 hours. 12 hours. Then when you come to measuring your shape, a rounded shape, when you turn it round, it's 360 degree. To turn round the circle, it's 360 degree. So I will say 360 degree here. So I can carry this shape and put inside here. All right. Then going back to my motion, I will say turn. I'll say turn. So I'll still do the same thing. Back to my operators, bring out my division operator, bring out my multiplication operator. All right. Then I'm doing operator. Then I will also do the same placement. My division coming inside this. So I will go to my variables, and I will give it. I will drag out my minute and put it in here. Then I have 60 minutes, right? 6 over 60. 60 minutes make 1 hour. 6 over 60. 60 seconds make 1 minute. 60 seconds make 1 minute. So it's about 60. Then I have a year. In each of them is 30 degree. Each of these between 1 minute each is 30 degree. So I have 30. Very well, we'll do the maths later, the calculation maybe when we have the physical class. We'll do the calculation. You divide it. You say it's 30 degree each of them. So having done this, I will carry this and drop it here. I'm through with this code for the hour hand. Now I can just repeat the same thing for the minute and So what I'll just do, instead of me to writing the same code again, I'll just drag this one and come to this minute and see it shakes. So I drop it there. I've duplicated. I'll come here to drag this, come to the shakes, it duplicated. So if I come to the minute and I can just separate these two blocks that are joined. All right. So I have this, and then I will set this one to one layer. So this one to one layer. Then I will set this to 60 for 60 minutes. Set it to 60 for 360. Then I also set the seconds. This one will not be minute. Since this is when it comes to the hour, you use minute. When it comes to the minute, you use your seconds. So we drag our seconds and drop it here. All right. So now be 60 by 6. In between each interval, you have a 5 ticks, and if you do 5 divided by 30 is 6. That's why we're using this. So when this is everything we need for this. The only code remaining now, if we check this our clock, everything is normal. The only one remaining now is just the second. So let's go to our second. Let's write our codes for our second end. So you may think that the code for the second is much. It's not much. It's quite a very short code. All right. So let's start with receiving and some instruction. So when I receive set to local time, when I receive set to local time, I should point. The second should point in direction. Let's join. So let's do the same block of code blocks that we joined. Join these together, and let's go to our variable. Let's point with the seconds. Then let's point in the 60 dividing by 360. All right. So let's carry this and put inside here. All right. That's good to go. No problem. So now let's go back to our event and let's say when flag lit. When flag lit, come to your variable. Do you see this set? Look at this set. And set seconds. Change it to second. Set second to -1. All right. Set seconds to -1. And broadcast. Let's give it a broadcast. Go to event. Broadcast what? Broadcast what? Update local, not set to local time. Update local. So it's going to be update. You're going to be using your device time to work. If your laptop time is 12 o'clock, your scratch time will be 12 o'clock. If your laptop time is 5 o'clock, your scratch time will be 5 o'clock. To update local. Then let's set it to. Let's give it a central point or a midpoint value 00. Midpoint value 00. Then let's ask it to go to front layer. It should now be in the front. So go to front layer. Let's scroll down. Go to front layer. So it goes to front layer. Now let's say our control. We say forever. Forever. What should happen forever? Forever is an action that repeats itself endlessly. Forever. Let's look at you have wait here. Wait 1 second. You have wait until. Let's actually wait until what? What happened? Now look at this shape. Look at the shape of this empty box. So we are going to operators to look for this shape, and you see them here. That's right. All right. Look at this one now. Not. So let's drag this knot and put inside here. So wait until not. Let's drag out this equal to and drop in here. So let's go to our sensing. Let's go to our sensing. So we're going to in our sensing we can use it to feel. So let's give it a time to scroll down. You see current. So let's drag this our current and drop in here and change it to from here. Let's change it to second. All right. So then here will be second. So we come out our variable and then we say second in here. All right. Then we're going to broadcast in event. Broadcast update local. All right. Now it just remains some few block of code now. So we're going to say there, when I receive, let me adjust this ones a little up. Let me adjust these ones a little up, right? When I receive a update local, I will come to my variable. Now it says set what? You set the hour to, I'll still come to my sensing. I will set the hour to current. To the hour to current. Once it's set to current, I'll say current hour. Current hour. Okay, let's put it out and let's bring out this our mode. Let's go to operators, bring out this mode. So this one come in here, then hour is 12 hours. So I said variable again, I will set for minute. Set for minute. Set minute to current minute. Minute to current minute. Now set seconds also. Then bring out this current again, but I will use it for the second. So my variable, I'm going to set the second to second. Let's come here, set current second. All right. Then this last now, I will now broadcast that set to local time. That message that we have been receiving, and let's broadcast it. So I'll come to my event, then I will broadcast set to local time. Now this is our clock ready. So I have this. You like this, right? I can just come to my backdrop library so that my doesn't remain white. Then I choose maybe this boardwalk backdrop. Might look. This is amazing, right? So I want to see your work. So thank you for today's class. Thank you for your time. I love you. Bye bye. See you in the next class.